There are a lot of ways to play Half-Life 2. You can shoot bolts of heated up rebar, throw pheromone pods to have bugs attack your foes, or even the deadliest of all, bullets. But what if you just wanted to throw a simple barrel at someone? Can you beat Half-Life 2 with only the gravity gun? With the disappointing lack of a Half-Life announcement at the Game Awards, and the current flood of memes involving Gordon Freeman being injected with hopium, I thought it would be fun to revisit the game that spawned so much hype over the years, and to see if there really should be a Half-Life 3. I'm also making it known that this is only going to be over the base game. I had to deal with enough in just this that if I included parts 1 and 2, this video would probably be an hour long, and I'd have to skip over a lot. So, with that exposition done, it's time to begin my suffering. After being dropped off on the train by the G-Man, I noticed that your character sinks into the seats, and attempted to make the other passengers on the train think I belonged there.
Welcome to Martin Luther King Boulevard.
I made my way to the front gate, but was much more interested in trying to make my way over this fence in order to beat up this alien for doing a poor job at sweeping the floor. I angered a Combine soldier just by my existence and got beat up. Man, this game really does bring on the nostalgia. After being blinded by this drone, I attempted to kill off one of its friends in retribution, and failed. Running away, crying, in defeat, I left for greener pastures. Failed to find any cows, and instead got beat up again. I saw a guy getting interrogated, and met Barney. Although, I think he was lying about his name. He's not purple, or a dinosaur. As recompense for this betrayal, I attempted to kill the Pretender with a book. But Barney has done much reading in his day, and managed to survive my attack. So instead, I dropped his stuff on the floor for him to clean up later. I left, did some parkour on a few boxes, and had to contend with the can. I threw it at the guy, he got annoyed. So I went back to grab a brick, to hopefully either hurt him or my head. It failed, and with him ready to shove his special stick up my ass, I put the can in the bin and survived for now. After that, I finally made it outside. Lots to see and lots to do. Well, for the peasants anyway. I don't get a choice. Instead, I've got the special name that people say and think of the letter orange. After making my way down the alley, saw a Strider for the first time, and got inside the apartment complex. Attempted to cheer up the sad couple by dropping a chair on them. And this guy was secretly a Combine. And I know this because he floated the chair above them and gave me a death glare. Taking this as a sign, I left. Got shot at, and was ambushed by more Combine. I tried to flee up the stairs, and instead got pinned in a corner, flashbanged, and dragged away by 2007's Kids Bop star, Alex. I was shocked that she had enough time to take out 4 enemies and drag me from the stairs to the next room in just 12 seconds. And I know this because I counted. She truly is deserving of her full name, Half-Life Alex. She showed off her ability to climb over things by hopping off a guardrail 3 feet from some stairs. She said she would get me a drink, and I didn't get any soda. Instead, I got an old man and his pet hat. The old man was mean to me. Then Not Barney showed up. We discussed what it means now that I, Gordon Freeman, has returned. And after meeting the aforementioned hat and getting my suit, we made our way to the portal room, where I got to meet crippled Morgan Freeman. The girl teleported away. The crab decided to fuck me by destroying the teleporter and ensuring I'd have to take the long way. I met the villain, saw a fishy, and was left outside, alone and blind. Man, these people really do just hate me. I ran up some stairs, and finally got my first weapon of mass destruction, a crowbar. Now, this is the point in the video where I discuss the nature of this challenge. You see, you don't get the gravity gun for quite a while, and most sections require you to kill in order to trigger events to get past them. Now, I have no idea how many there actually are in the game, because I decided only to use the crowbar until I get the gravity gun. And for those who would say this technically invalidates the run, I have news for you. I don't care. Spoiling for when I actually get my gun, the crowbar is easier to use, meaning things get harder for me when I do get it. So it balances out. And on top of all of that, this beginning section is pretty easy because it's the beginning. So don't worry about a situation of the crowbar getting me through where the gravity gun would have given me trouble. Oh no. This is just the gray skies before it turns red from the deep slice of hell I get to partake in of my own volition. I got shot at in the train yard, hopped over a fence, and left. Chapter 3, Root Canal, is where I get into combat for the first time. I learned you can take down most Combine in 3 hits. And then I get this worthless pistol. After attempting to beat these random citizens to death, I encountered my friend Red Barrels for the first time. Climbed through a vent, got into some more combat, and died for the first time after attempting to see if you could ignite a barrel with a crowbar. The answer is you can, but it immediately blows up. So for now, those are off limits. I killed him the second time with my special bar and made it my way into the drink. Swimming sucks just as much as I remember. I thought you had to stack boxes to get over the train car. Then, after putting 2 of them together, I realized that there's a ladder. This is a sign of things to come. After leaving the train car, I checked my settings and realized I was on normal mode instead of easy mode. You see, the challenge comes from the use of my weapon and not the game difficulty. I got to see Cord's alien fungus eat a bird, encountered the first instance of challenging combat, that of course being multiple enemies on vantage points that are able to lay on the hurt more than you'd think, but all can be beaten to death, so it's not yet too terrible yet. I played in the sewers, where a freak like me belongs, almost got blown up by more barrels, and encountered my first true hurdle. There's Combine on this wooden bridge, and a bunch of barrels under them, ready to be set alight. However, I can't destroy them without dying. Well, that's what I thought. Turns out, these ones aren't instantly destroyed like our regular ones, allowing you to hit them, run away, and not die. Combat can be pretty repetitive, and I can only say in so many ways how I ran away or beat some people to death, so I'll only be mentioning it going forward if it has anything unique or difficult about it. After playing in the sewers, I encountered a helicopter for the first time, and oh boy, they hurt. They are also stupid accurate, because they could find me and hit me while I'm underground and by this slightly exposed gate. I got away, encountered yet another new enemy type, manhacks. These stupid things make this hell just a little bit hotter. Progressing through the sewers, encountered more Combine, saw a zombie for the first time, and died to a mixture of boiling steam and a manhack kamikazing itself into a barrel and blowing me up. I really do hate these things. I killed it the second time before progressing, and encountered head crabs for the first time while playing in irradiated water. Fought some zombies, and got the best new way to travel that everyone has been talking about. Did some sick jumps on the high seas, and now I'm on mission 4, Water Hazard. I saw the G-Man stalking me, like the perverted businessman he is. I mean, he kept me in his basement for 7 years, probably doing things to my fanny. I had to carefully drive by some Combine, as to make sure I didn't run over them, did some more sick jumps, and found out you can be grabbed out of your boat going 60 miles per hour that has a protective cage by this stupid flytrap thing. Dealt with automated nonsense, and hit a problem. You have to destroy this power line, but I can't reach it with the crowbar. The only way forward is to use another weapon. But since I'm not using it to do damage, it's fine, and doesn't invalidate the run. But you see, the real problem comes from the next room. An alarm is triggered after you destroy the wire, with 7 armed soldiers, all with guns, ready to turn you into Swiss cheese. Problem is, I'm an American, so I don't have any holes. What the fuck does that mean? Second attempt, I lured them into a line and killed them. The real problem then was the next room. 5 Combine, all in a confined space, and all of them hiding like little bitches. They're able to shred most of my health before I reach them, and one of them is on a turret in the back, and opens fire the moment I reach any one of them. The first time, I killed one, ran to the other on the turret, and killed him. However, that put me extremely low on health. I hid in the torture room, hoping to attack them one at a time, but this one has a shotgun, and blew my head off. That put me back with the guys outside, and like with any game, The first attempt was my most successful. I died a few more times. On my successful attempt, I threw a fire barrel at their defenses, blowing it up. With their table gone, they left their cover to attack me behind this car. I killed them, and then had to contend with the turret again. This is where I got the idea to use a regular barrel like a shield to block bullets. It worked like a charm. I got close enough and finally got through this stupid section. I accidentally ran over a guy that jumped out in front of me from under the bridge and had to reload a save. Great. Didn't kill him the second time, and now I've got a chopper following me for the rest of this level. Fun. It really only became a problem when I had to open this gate with no cover and the thing constantly hitting me. I died a few times trying to open the thing, but I realized I had just enough health that the moment I load into the area, I can swerve off to the side, drag the thing over there, and then race back to the gate. By the time it gets to where I am, I've already got most of the gate open and can proceed. I also found out it leaves after a while for some reason once you get past the gate, if you don't destroy it. And with that, I'm at Black Mesa East. Mossman sounds like a 10-cent whore, the way she glazes Gordon and Eli. I realized I needed to rid this world of her existence before she lures any more scientists into her so-called love, and allowed myself, for the only time, to try and shoot her. This witch has bulletproof armor, making her immune to my attempts. I decided to call it a draw, and reunited with Eli, and then Alex. Mossman attempted to keep Alex from leading me to my prized beer fetching machine. However, she failed to realize that I had given Alex brain damage back in the lab, so I was getting what I wanted. And at long last, I had my weapon, and the real game can begin. I met Dog, and Alex tried to get me to play fetch. However, I don't like doing what I'm told, so I stood there, motionless, letting the mutt know exactly where it lies in my heart. I decided to throw the ball the second time in order to progress the game. The dog didn't like my lack of a first attempt at playing fetch and tried to fucking crush me. Alex called it off, and we were discovered by the Combine. Eli told Alex not to go through Ravenholm, and so immediately, after being separated, she told me to go to fucking Ravenholm. Amazing. Ravenholm is the first section that really shows off what kind of weapon the gravity gun is. It can dispatch enemies fairly easily. However, there are three main problems with it. The first, I am reliant upon the environment to supply objects I can use, and have to retrieve the same object or get a new one after each use. The second, not all I can use actually kills anything. A plank of wood that would be sufficient enough to destroy a toddler does nothing but brutally stun an opponent before they go back to shooting me. And third, some sections don't have anything I can use at all, or very little of it. The gravity gun for normal playthroughs would be used to save ammunition if you ran out, to kill something, get whatever it has, and then keep going. And this is evident by some areas not having any objects at all, which requires you to take something from earlier in the level with you just to defend yourself. And since some parts are on roofs or bridges, you can launch a barrel at something, kill it, and then lose your barrel, which happens a lot. And to add more fuel to this inferno of shit, you can't run while holding something. Great. Just to give you an idea on how long it takes to progress with it, by chapter 5, which is where you get the thing, I had only been playing for 1 hour and 58 minutes, clearing 5 missions in just under 2 hours. In that same time, after I got the gun, I had only gotten to the first checkpoint in chapter 7. I hate Ravenholm. Anyway, found out you can shoot crab heads with just its launching attack, and met the best preacher this side of Black Mesa, Father Grigori. He is as Russian as he is insane. I proved, once again, the power of saws by killing 3 in just 1 shot, encountered the toxic variant of headcrabs, used Sandy's favorite hook, and reunited with Father Grigori. He gave me a shotgun, and told me to make my way to the church. And then immediately, I encountered the first instance of not having anything to shoot with other than what I bring. The game intended you to use that shotgun, but I didn't. And I found out those runners are as hard to kill as they are loud. I found another saw in a house, rode on a cart, and was led towards the graveyard. Father Grigori can really take a beating, And I know this because I led all the unpleasantness straight into him while I sat back in the corner and laughed. Once in the graveyard, I made use of fire barrels to dispatch the infinite respawning zombies as we pushed towards the gate. I was forced to leave him behind, as I'm not allowed to have competent or helpful followers, played with a minecart, and I finally got out of Ravenholm, and was dropped straight into the arms of snipers. They hit like a truck and are stupid accurate, but you can run past them easily enough. I dealt with some Combine in this garage, video called Alex, and discovered Eli and Mossman were captured off screen, and were all taken to Nova Prospect. And just like that, we're on Chapter 7. They forced me to get in this buggy, and I had to say goodbye to my saw blade. Discovered you can knock back antlions, which was neat. I disabled the stumper thing, and let the antlions enjoy their Combine snack, and hit a roadblock, in the most infuriating sense. You're given a rocket launcher to deal with this gunship. However, I can't use that. Instead, I thought I could use these fire barrels that the area had provided for me. However, no matter what I did, it always dodged. I tried so many different angles, so many different tactics, just trying to blow the stupid bird out of the air, and none of them worked. The gunship would destroy the barrel before it hit, or would dodge out of the way. Even at near point-blank throwing range, it could dodge. I thought maybe it was just me being stupid, so I tested a regular barrel, and it hit. So I was throwing it right and in the right areas. It just dodged anyway. You need to kill the gunship in order to proceed. So the answer to the question of this challenge is no. You cannot beat Half-Life 2 with only the gravity gun. But I won't let this stop me. I killed it with rockets, played with this crane, and got ran over by a train because I'm retarded. I found out it had a turbo function, used said turbo function to speed past the train, and then had to give up my buggy to defend this lighthouse. I used my trusty barrel to take out the Combine trash, failed the challenge again by destroying yet another gunship. I found out this sand spawns bugs, and this guy who sounded like he was going to kill himself the moment I left. I left. I got a pheromone pod that allows me to summon antlions to my side. And while cool, it means nothing to me, because I can't shoot it out of the gravity gun. Even though I never used the pheromone pod, I found out the antlions will automatically spawn on their own. Even though I had filed a restraint order on them for taking all my barrels, they decided to follow me anyway. And I don't have control over this. But since they're on their own, and I had already failed the challenge anyway, that them helping me doesn't mean anything. I made my way into the bunker in front of the Nova Prospect, let the antlions deal with the Combine in it, and once again, that stupid gunship ruins everything. With all these gunship encounters and the antlions, it really does feel like Gaben has it out for me. I killed the gunship, and with that, I'm in Nova Prospect proper. This place is a lot cooler than the prison I used to work at. It's got zombie crabs, automated turrets, and even a living battering ram. I used one of aforementioned turrets to dispatch some of the ceiling and regular crabs, and then I came across this room. It had boss fight written all over it, so I brought with me extra barrels and some turrets, and all that setup was for nothing, because the turrets did jack shit, and instead, I used the explosive barrels found around the arena to kill the antlion. After killing the antlion, killed another antlion guard after it beat some Combine to death, got crushed by what I can only assume is a garbage compactor after failing to find the exit in time, found the exit the second time, and with that, that's the end of Nova Prospect. Chapter 9 starts off strong. Part of the ceiling caved in, and now I have a rock. This rock made me the most happy I had been in hours. Alex interrupted my private time with my rock. I showed off its power by killing some Combine fresh off an elevator. I tried to drop it on Alex's head, and on pure instinct, fired it into a group of people in front of a plasma wall. And my poor rock was launched too far away for me to get back. To rectify this horrendous mistake, I reloaded a save to when I still had it in my hand. And I didn't have it. I tried to head back to where I got it to maybe grab another, but it's on this ledge I can't reach. Mourning the loss of my rock, I tried to find some comfort in Alex. But she didn't care. She was more interested in arguing with Eli and forcing me to fight alone while she sat back in an office watching me suffer. I made my way into the control room, where I was forced to defend from a wave of enemies making their way towards me. Normally something like this would be a death sentence, but I have turrets, so they were dispatched rather quickly. I attempted to kill this one with a TV, but he has 2 more brain cells compared to the others, and using that intelligence he had gained, he hid behind a railing. But little did he know that railings melt when exposed to bullets. Alex can teleport, by the way. I found this out after she pulled a Gregory. Together, we learnt Mossman was a traitorous whore, and I left with one of the turrets, to save on the headache of just gravity gun combat. And it immediately proved its worth when I dispatched a room full of headcrabs, and then a zombie room. And once again, I have to defend another point. This time with 4 turrets. Normally, you'd only have the 3, and then these supply crates. But my laziness has paid off, because that extra turret made this part extremely easy. Me, Alex, and my turret confronted Mossman. Well, Alex did. I wanted to know if the Combine were going to bust through this door. Mossman expectedly betrayed us the moment she was alone with her favorite old man, and now it's time for another defense instance. Same point about the extra turret applies here, just that I have to worry about grenades knocking them over. I got teleported, and the other old man told us that we had been teleporting for a week. Instant teleportation just ain't what it used to be. After some updates about the war, we reunited with the Mutt. He and I left. Dog got to do what he wanted to do back in Black Mesa by throwing a truck at me the moment we got outside and blew me up. I didn't let him do it the second time. He got mad and led me into a door, shut it behind me, and left. Continuing onward alone, I got throwable landmines and new friends that decide to up and die the moment I need them to be doing something useful. I gave this guy a snack, got another new saw blade. Chapters 9 and 10 blur together, so I don't feel that they're unique enough to be differentiated. After once again reuniting with Alex, I had to defend her in this plaza. She left after realizing the bridge was destroyed, and we'd have to go through the sewers. Which is fine by me. I feel at home, down here in the sewers. My new home was infested with toxic zombies. Great. Me and my new barrel and After that traumatizing discovery, we rode a gondola and had to contend with the most difficult part of this run yet. I only have barrels. There's enemies on high ledges, and this gondola is incredibly slow and has no cover. I could make some with the barrels provided, but that only worked about halfway up before they moved towards the ledge and started shooting me. And they are accurate as shit. It took me a few attempts to kill enough of them that I could make it up to this ladder to get my way out. I had to fail the challenge again in order to save Barney from some snipers by using grenades. Together, we made it into the courthouse to turn off some generators. And that problem I mentioned truly came back to shine. Long objects, like this table, are hard to get through small spaces, and I only had these tables here. I ignored most of the Combine here and turned off all the generators. I had hoped Barney would be useful in all that armor, but he died the moment I tried to rely on him. You really are the protagonist that has to do everything yourself. I made it onto the roof and failed the challenge once again, having to kill a Strider. With all this constant struggle to do anything, I decided to run past everything in my way to this collapsed building, where once again a Strider must die in order to proceed. Actually, 2 of them, but who cares? I did try to just leave, but the moment you get on these steel beams in the direction you have to go, you get vaporized. After meeting up with the dog and Barney, I killed this guy with the dumpster, and I'm finally at the end of the line. The last chapters are upon us. I got a free tour of the tower I had been fighting for what I can only assume to be about 3 days Gordon time. I lost all of the garbage I'd collected throughout my travels, and in return, I was given the reward for all my suffering. The blue gravity gun. It can actually kill things, and grab enemies. Being able to kill things with what felt like to be normal gameplay was liberating. I got killed in this laser thing, thinking it was a teleporter, accidentally sent up my elevator without me, and had to wait for it to come back down. But doing it this way meant I could deal with the man hacks with more floor, compared to the confined space of the elevator. So that helped. I finally got to kill the Strider with a gravity gun, and at long, oh so long last, I met Walter White. Or Wallace, I mean. When confronted with the option to join him, I wanted to, purely because it would piss off everyone, and I thought that'd be funny. But, much like a Bethesda game, the illusion of free choice is very real. Mossman double-crossed Wallace, and he ran away with my gun. After the big unhappy family reunited, with the main one being unhappy being me, we pursued Wallace. He left my baby behind, and I destroyed the teleporter before he could escape. And with it going critical, it blew. But just before the burning flames could reach us, G-Man came to save the guy he had been stalking for hours, and to put him back in his dungeon. And with that, no, you cannot beat Half-Life 2 with only the gravity gun. This run was painful, but still enjoyable in some areas. If this video does well enough, or because I feel like it, I'll finish episode 1 and 2 in another video, with probably the same challenge. This is the first real video I've done for this channel, and it won't be the last. I do hope to do some more challenge videos, and regular games with some friends, if I'm able. I also still have a lot to learn about this YouTube thing, or whatever, so expect better things to come, and hopefully video quality improvement. Bye.